Tony Dillon takes the drive aboard Special Effects here, and he's out the back with Billy Hutch.
Well, Tony is going to need all his expert reinsmanship here to get into the race, I reckon. This horse is arguably the best horse in the race. He's going really well, Tony, but he draws down on the inside of the second line. You got a plan?
Draws the inside, hopefully the one will lead and try and get off at some stage, but follow it. It'll put me in the race early if we can get out later.
He's really going well, this horse, isn't he? I mean, he took a while to sort of hit his straps at Moonee Valley, but once he found the form, he's just continued on with it.
He's going good. The 1940s, no real worry because he ran second Sports Dancer, second to Country Duke, and third Undercover Lover over the 1900 without much luck in any of them races.
Now, you basically train this horse. I know your father's down as a trainer, but he's like your horse to take care of, etc., and you do all the driving with him. Why does he only race at Moonee Valley?
Well, we raced him here. Saturday's a good day for me to have off shoeing, so we keep racing him here and just kept racing him here, that's all. Races suit him more than anything.
So that's what you do during the week?
Shoe during the week, yeah, so Saturday's a good day.
You're based in Bendigo?
Yeah.
And you sort of get around that area?
Anywhere from Whittlesea up to Rainbow, Birchip, Charlton, anywhere.
Pretty big patch.
Big patch, yeah, a lot of miles, but yeah, down to pieces at Whittlesea and around Bendigo, yeah.
And do you find there's a lot of guys, I mean, do you just shoe harness horses or do you do some gallopers too?
No gallopers, a few ponies and harness horses.
Right. You find a lot of the guys in the harness racing now are sort of getting someone else to do their shoeing, where in the past they used to do their own?
Yeah, a lot of them are, yeah, and sometimes have to drive one to see how to straighten it up, or yeah, but a lot more are getting people in to do them.
All right, Tony, well, Special Effects, you've got the material under you. Is he going as well now as he was, say, 6 or 8 weeks ago?
I think so, yeah. I don't think the run the other night where he couldn't get round, knock him around or anything, he's quite okay.
Well, I guess if you're going to get beat, you don't want to be using him up too much anyway, do you?
No, well...
So you've got a horse for next week?
Yeah, it made it very hard, but yeah.
All right, well, we'll just see how good you are to get off the inside of the second line and get to the line.
Yep. No worries, Bill.
Righto, Tony.
Thank you.
We've got Johnny Bell to go to. I think at Warrnambool is probably still standing there in the rain.
Correct, Bill. Good judge again. I've got Marie Payne with me, who rode Knightly Sword to victory in the previous race. A remarkable ride, Marie. Take us through the run, because obviously you were following instructions, or you had some idea about the way the track was playing.
I walked the track this morning and through the day with the track specialist, and we decided that if we stayed out wide down the back straight, on virgin ground, and the track was a lot better out there. Just had a lovely run down the back while they were all going through the heavy going, and just switched in. And when I come in at about 600, I was a bit flat and I was a bit worried. As soon as I hooked him to the outside again, he just went on with it and won well.
So basically, when you went back into the soggy part of the track, the horse started to struggle a bit until you got out wide.
Yeah, because I was probably 2 lengths off the lead when I rolled in. And then I've got back, I was about 6 lengths off the lead by the time I got to the home straight.
Did you think you'd won?
No, I wasn't sure. We're too far apart.
Yeah. It was amazing. Robbie Lang came down after the race. He thought he'd won by a half length. It was just an incredible finish.
Yeah. Well, we both looked over, the jockey on the fence and we both looked over up the post to see who was in front.
Is it a hard predicament for you? Because if you've been beaten there, people would probably say that you'd given the horse no chance to win.
Well, I don't know. Oregon Star came down the outside and in the cup, but it's the first horse to do it down the back straight. But it's probably the only distance where you can really do it. From the 1400, we can take advantage of going down the outside.
Oh well, the tactics paid off. You've had a good carnival again.
Not too bad, but I would have liked to win the cup.
Yeah.
I was a bit unlucky.
Not far off it.
No, she went really good. Yeah.
All right, Marie. Well, congratulations. A daring ride that paid off. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Marie Payne there, the jockey of Knightly Sword. And, well, the tactics paid off, that's for sure, and it was a daring ride. Actually, Robbie Lang, honestly, he could not believe the horse had been beaten. He thought the margin was decisive one, and I watched it from the Manning eye with a few people here, and we all agreed when they went past us that Knightly Sword was a good half length off it. Quite surprising to see, quite surprising to see the margin. I've just got the Adams family in here, the Smurdens. Anyway, I know the trot race is coming up. Knightly Sword was an 11-1 chance, won by the narrowest of margins.
Thank you, John. Yes, well done. And, it doesn't sound as though anyone thought that horse had won Knightly Sword.
You were about the only one. You can hang your hat on that one.
Yeah, I wasn't too confident, but I thought it might have just got there. But anyway, you don't get anything for guessing in here, do you? I'll tell you one thing I will get if I don't go to a commercial break. A boot up the backside from our producer, John Carney. So that's what I'm going to do, and then we'll come back for the next at Moonee Valley. They're coming onto the track.
It's Now you can do something about a snowy, ghosty or weak picture. Call the people who fix these problems every day. Deeper Image. Phone 9808 6999. Ghosting and snowing can be avoided. Deeper Image will give you reception advice and install the right antenna system for your local area. They can connect all your TVs to the one antenna. Phone 9808 6999. Deeper Image. Delivering images through technology.
Hi, I'm Michelle Louise. Thanks for joining us here on Fashion Talks. Hope you've all had a fantastic week. I certainly have.
Join Michelle Louise Tuesdays at 8:30 for Fashion Talks.
It's really lovely. The guys are also getting out there in a lot of plaid.
Tips, the latest ranges and the best stores for anyone with a passion for fashion.
And I wanted to send a message out to everyone saying that you don't have to be a somebody to get ahead.
Why not wear tails?
Fashion Talks with Michelle Louise. Tuesdays at 8:30, repeated Thursdays at 10:30. Here on Channel 31.
Well, I'm the head of a small department.
Nat Chat presents local personalities from around Melbourne.
How much more important is diet today with cancer patients?
Where we go through each shot.
Arts, culture, lifestyle and issues important to the people of the northern suburbs.
20 shots.
What is the Lions Club?
Nat Chat, each Thursday at 8 o'clock, here on Channel 31.
Runners are on the track here at the Valley for race 7, and number 6 Takashu Lee was a little bit late leaving the mounting enclosure, and there you can see it just heading off the Gallops track onto the harness racing track to do its preliminary prior to the running of this event, race 7. And as we take a look at the tote figures, Special FX has come in and is now odds on as far as tote punters are concerned, and it's also been the medium of some pretty good support here on the track, Adam.
Yeah, look, there's confidence all around for this, but judging from the Bill Hutchison sigh as he took his seat, you're surprised how short it is?
No, he just sat on his cup of tea.
You couldn't back this horse at these odds from the inside of the second line.
He's got a bit on them, but he'll need luck.
Not at evens. Would you back him at evens?
No, I wouldn't back him at evens, no.
So I went out there to, I was going to interview Stephen Dove, not because Watch This Fella had much chance in the race, but because I was going to ask him about French Babe on Saturday night, and it's going to be scratched.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's just not 100%. Apparently he's got some problem, but it's nothing really bad to worry about. But that was an interesting race Saturday night here at Moonee Valley.
Yeah, it was going to be a good test for the horse because he was drawn wide over the short trip. But back onto this, let's run through the ones you think are the main hopes here, Hutch.
Look, going through, look, Bullingar Salute's not hopeless. If anyone that remembers about 4 weeks ago, three or 4 weeks ago, it ran a very close third here from the front. It might have even been from barrier 1. It is the leader, Bullingar Salute. Now, if you like having a bit of a thrill, $18.60 and you're going to be in front right until near the line. If it can hang on, well, you get a nice little return. $3.90, the place looks good.
Sorry, just before you go on, I might run through these quaddie approximates. And they're quite big because the first leg was a knockout for just about everybody. That was Lookout Low Bell.
Yeah.
The numbers you need to be alive in the Moonee Valley quaddie today are 6, Lookout Low Bell, 10, Star Chasseur, and the easy one was number 4, Radical Charm in the previous race. Now, it's those that aren't taken in the quaddie at all, so there's no live units going with numbers 1, 2, 3, 5 or 8. So no quaddies with 1, 2, 3, 5 or 8. Now with number 4, Room to Move, it's paying $4,723. With number 6, Takashu Lee, upwards of $56,500. Number 7, Darbaroda, $18,894. Number 9, Special Effects, obviously the favourite way at $2,576. Number 10, Aerosmith, $3,542. And number 11, What a Crank, upwards of $56,500. So I can tell you there's only one 50-cent unit on numbers 6 and 11, Takashu Lee and What a Crank. 6, 10 and 4 to be alive, the quaddie, and Hutchie, please continue on.
Yeah, well, I got up to number 2, Happy Land. It's probably not hopeless, Happy Land. It was off the scene for a long, long time. I don't think its runs have been that bad since the spell, and it's probably a place chance for your trifecta. Multi-purpose can run the place with a lot of luck. 4, Room to Move, is a very fast beginner, but it's going to be thwarted for the lead, I think, by number 1, Bullingar Salute. But it is going well, Room to Move. It raced around the field and sat outside the leader at Ballarat last Wednesday night, and wasn't too bad a run behind Still Be King and Colby. And it must be remembered the grumpy old man was in the unplaced brigade in that race and came out and won on Saturday night. 5, watched this fella not racing well for mine. Probably got a rough chance, place chance for mine. 6, Takashu Lee, showed its best form for a while with a good second to Rare Air here at the Friday night, meaning a couple of Friday nights ago when Richmond was beating West Coast, and happened to lead on that occasion. 7, Baroda.
What?
Didn't we beat West Coast that night? Or was it were you
Yeah,
beaten
you
by
did.
Collingwood? Was one of the
It was
two.
a long time ago. You don't go on that far back.
Baroda ran a reasonable race at Warragul, following a good race at Geelong behind Wangara Alpha and Van Tune. So you've got to throw it in because it's got the gate speed to get a position even though it's drawn wide. 8, Captain Nightmare's racing well below its best form. Its chance in the race, because it's tough, is to go around and sit outside the leader, and it probably shouldn't be $31.70 because if it was anywhere near its best, it'd be a reasonable chance in the race. I thought 10 Special Effects had a terrific chance in the race, but I don't like the barrier draw, and the $2 couldn't possibly get me, but it is racing very well. 10 Aerosmith is my selection. $7.90. Gee, I would have liked to have seen it about $3, $3.50 because I think the stable would have shown the stable had more confidence. Had no luck here last up behind Marbo, was badly held up, and really it's had no luck at recent racing. I thought it was ready, but my confidence is swayed a little bit by the fact that it's not close to favourite in the market. And 11 Water Crank's got a lot of ability, but it's probably going to struggle to get into the race from barrier 11. 10-4-9 for me.
Just a report, Hutch, from Warrnambool, confirmation that Jamie Evans has suspected shoulder injuries and has been taken to hospital.
What hospital's that? We'll get the RSPCA to ring them this time.
He rode Turf Tavern, and Adam Kent, who rode Turkey Lane, has also been taken to hospital with suspected leg injuries, but the RSPCA can be happy because all horses were fine.
Brilliant.
After the running of the Grand Annual Steeplechase at Warrnambool. Just before they move up, we might take a look at the figures as they stand because we're only some 11 minutes away from the last at Warrnambool, and this is the one that someone told Belly was the bet of the century. It's been said before. Regal Company $2.40 and $1.40. Il Mojay is in the betting at $9.70. A lot of fun is also in contention along with George on Broadway. Nomad Chief has been the medium of some support. $7.50 into $6.20. Flying Voodoo, $9.30 out to $9.50. Very good each way odds, double figure odds about the others on that page. And over the page we go to the other 2 runners, which are also at big odds. So all the rage here, number 3 Regal Company. And that is the last at Warrnambool, which is due to commence, as you can see, in 11 minutes at 4:30. After that, we'll still have a couple to go here at Moonee Valley, and we'll be here